Welcome to the Blue Lounge. Welcome to the stream. I hope you all are having a fantastic evening. Chelsea start off their Champions League campaign with a win against Zenit at home at the Bridge. A fantastic headed goal by Romelu Lukaku. We're up and running. And we're doing it in style. We start off with a win. Some shout outs. Angel. Where's Angel? Angel, welcome to the stream. Thank you for jumping on. You're the first person to comment on tonight's stream. Chelsea Blue, big up to you. Gabrielle, I'm sorry I was like 60 seconds late. So 60 seconds I'm allowed to have. 60 seconds, I think. Bobby, Smoke Signals, always a pleasure. Samuel, big up to you. Ajamaloya. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, but big up to you. Swoopstar. Abbas. Burton Ballers. Where is the link? The link is in the group. I got Eric already in here, so the link is working. It's in the group. Silent Van. Big up to you. Blue is the color. Exactly, my man. People, we got a tough win. Tonight's game was not a walk in the park by no means. It was a tough game. A lot of us, I apologize if I smashed it wrong, but you know what I'm saying. Max, jump on. People are asking you to jump on. Come on, Angel wants you to jump on. Let's do this. Tonight's game was against opposition that we, as fans at least, know very little about. As we saw from the stream yesterday in the preview, we didn't really know much about these lot. We do know something about them now, that they are a tough nut to crack, but we cracked them. Romelu Lukaku, one clear-cut chance, goal. And that is what we've been missing throughout our last couple of seasons, to be fair. A person that can convert those clear-cut chances. And to be honest, it wasn't a clear-cut chance. It was a decent header. It reminded me of a Giroud-esque style of goal produced by Romelu Lukaku. So big up to Romelu Lukaku. Big up to Azpilicueta for finding that cross in, that ball in. And it was a tough game. We're going to dissect the game. We're going to get into the details of what was good about that game, what was bad about that game. We're also going to talk about some of the perceptions regarding some of the tactics that were employed, the lineup that we had. There's going to be a lot of discussion about this game tonight. We're going to get into all aspects of this game. So lads, make sure you're sitting comfortably. Make sure you have a drink, a snack. We're going to be here for a little while. Before we get into the topic of the stream, couple of plugs. We will allow you guys to jump on later on this evening. Once we hit 100 likes, I will open the stream to the public, so you will be able to come on and chat with us and give us your thoughts and opinions about the game. Now, some of you have seen my announcement that I've posted on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube regarding a giveaway that we will be doing throughout the season. Throughout the season, we will be giving away Chelsea jerseys, home, away, and third kits. We'll be giving 2 every time Chelsea win a block of 10 games. After tonight, we're on 5. So in 5 wins time, we will be giving away 2 jerseys. The way you can win, the way you will qualify to winning a jersey is by subscribing to the Blue Lounge. Most of you are subscribers. By following us on Twitter and by retweeting the post that stipulates the rules and regulations for this competition. Because I want to get more people interacting and more people active on this channel. Now, you will be selected by the panel on the stream in respect to who wins depending on your interactions on the streams, the people here on the panel will decide who deserves the jersey. So get interacting, get commenting, get chatting, get liking, get subscribing, get following, and you will be getting a Chelsea kit. Eric Blue, welcome to the stream. Max Burton, welcome to the stream. How you guys doing tonight?
Relieved. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I was laughing at Manchester United, and as I was doing that, I was thinking, "Oh no, I hope we don't have the same fate." Because Zenit, applause. Big up to Zenit, because you know what? They had a game plan. They were well drilled today, and they just made it difficult for us. And so it was a hard-fought victory, but we got a result in the end.
It was a hard-fought victory, and to be honest, the first half was a little bit worrisome. Eric Blue, how did you see it?
Yeah, the way I saw it was Chelsea were not just not very good in that first half. We didn't struggle because of Zenit, in my opinion. Yes, they're a good team. Every team in the Champions League is good to a certain point, but we didn't do the right things in the final third. We just didn't move the ball well enough. The passing wasn't good enough. So that's why we didn't create more chances, and that's why we didn't score more goals. But Lukaku, the man of the moment, he gets a very important goal, and he wins us the game. I don't think we're ever going to concede in that match. We're never going to concede a goal, but we needed to win. So, we definitely. I was very. That was a disappointing moment defensively. You could see it happening. It was like in slow motion, but thankfully we didn't get punished. But you have to be very careful.
You know who I'm waiting for? I'm waiting for Julius. I'm waiting for Crouch Critic, and I'm waiting for. Oh, here he is. I'm waiting for this man here, because Boogeyman. Hey, Jem, by the way. Yeah.
Jem, Boogeyman, welcome.
You know what?
Hey, hello everybody. How are you guys doing?
I'm good. I'm glad you came on at the right time, actually, because I was fighting a lone battle, and Bobby as well. He's in this category. I was fighting a lone battle with you guys when you said when it's a tight game and we need someone to score the goal, you don't think Romelu Lukaku is the man to do it. Well, today's your answer.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying anything else.
Today, the last game, the game before that, since he made his debut for Chelsea, Romelu Lukaku has proven that he is a clinical finisher. Okay, he has proven that he is the target man that we've been looking for. Now, have we had to adjust to where we play? Have we had to do things a little bit different? Yes. But is the reward there? The reward is there. Lukaku scored a goal from one. Well, no, it wasn't even a clear-cut chance. It was like a half a chance, but he was able to convert that very, very well tonight. Guys, before we talk about individual performances, this is the starting lineup that we saw take the pitch today. There was a couple of surprises. There was a couple of, I'm going to say surprises. I'm going to say Hakim Ziyech was not a player we thought would be starting tonight. I mean, everyone was thinking Timo Werner, Mason Mount. I mean, there were those who were thinking Mason Mount, Kai Havertz. Very few thought Hakim Ziyech would start. A lot of us were thinking Ben Chilwell will get an opportunity to start this match. So those are the two key changes that were expected, but we didn't see. I want to bring in Jem on this. Jem, how did you find the starting lineup, and what's your thoughts on the performance tonight in general?
Big up to you guys anyway. Hope you're all
big up.
Yes, well. Big up. Yeah. I was a little bit surprised. Hakim Ziyech started, and obviously Alonso started as well. And I thought Chile B might be given the opportunity, but I think I've got to the point now where you can't really question the man, can you? You can't really question him in his squad and his lineup. He seems to always get the job done, and even if we disagree with his choices, he still seems to get. We still seem to walk away with the win. And, to be honest, this game for me, when I look at the whole way it went, if you look at last season, if we was in the position we was last season playing this game, we wouldn't have won that today. And the biggest difference today is that we've got a striker that can actually, pull it in the back of the net. And let's be serious, we would have drew this game. Without Romelu Lukaku, we would have drew this game. If that was Ashley whipping the ball in at the back post to Timo Werner, that's not going in. It's just simple as that. And, we didn't play. It's one of them games where we didn't play well, but at the same time, we can't always do so. And if we're going to play, if we're going to play like we did today and win 1-0, I'm cool with it still. I still got my question marks on certain individuals who still haven't shown enough for me. I look at Alonso and I just think that he is where he is and he is what he is. Like, he gives what he gives, and we all kind of know what that is at what level, if that makes sense. I don't think he can give us any more. I look at Hakim Ziyech and I think to myself, what does he give? Because I don't know what it is he does on the pitch. I know Mason Mount had some bad passes here and there, but the thing with Mason Mount is when he will pick the ball up, he will always look direct. He always try and, he always try and do something. Even if he doesn't pull it off and it's a bad pass and whatever else, he's more active than Ziyech for me. He's more about the pitch, and I just feel like the issue that we had in the first half is that Zenit, hats off to Zenit, by the way, they defended very, very well. I thought they played very well, to be honest. But the issue we had is we needed runners, and when you have Hakim Ziyech and Mason Mount, who both like ball to feet, and then you've left Romelu Lukaku up front on his own, and they're not making runs off him, it makes it easy for the opposition to defend against us. So the way I see it is that we were very unbalanced with the three up front. You either pick Mason Mount or Ziyech to join Lukaku and either or Havertz or Werner. Because at least with Havertz and Werner, you will get that run. They will make the run. One can go ball to feet, the other one can make the runs. And that's why when you saw when Havertz came on in the second half, I think we looked a lot more better. There was a lot more fluidity to our performances. Again, I've got to say big up to Kovačić as well. I thought he was awesome again today in the middle of the midfield, picking up the ball, he's passing as well.
I'm gonna cut you off for a second. I want to say big up to everyone who is here on the panel. I am not going to introduce you all because I'm going to give you all an opportunity to express your views without me ushering you in. You can jump in and you can express your views. It's an open debate today. Jem, I want you to address this as you continue giving your point. Big up to Gabriel. Thank you for the super chat, mate. In respect to his comment.
But before Jem goes on, I just got to say, real talk, Jem. Everything. It's like you've read my mind and you've seen my match review before I've even taken it out.
Let me finish addressing the super chat, Max.
Sorry. Go on.
Yeah. So, Jem, this is a comment in respect to is Chelsea becoming a one-man goal machine? I mean, is it going to be just Lukaku? Our main focus in regards to scoring goals, or are we going to have alternatives as we did in the season before? Yeah, we didn't have anyone scoring a ton of goals, but we had the goals divided pretty much from our centre backs all the way to our attackers. So I want you to address this as you continue. I think Max wants to come in and just elaborate on a point.
No, I just said real talk by him. It's just like I've just finished doing my match review for my player watch, and all the points Jem was making were exactly what I was making in my review. It's just like we're on the same wavelength with everything. So yeah,
he might have just seen your video.
I haven't even posted it yet.
You haven't posted it yet.
I haven't posted it yet.
I read his mind. That's what it was.
Spoiler alert.
No, look. Let's be serious in terms of that question there. In them type of games, Romelu Lukaku will be the difference. And if it means we win 1-0 and he scores that goal, then I'd rather us win them games. Like I said last year, we drew games. So the issue that the reason that I was still very sceptical about us winning the Premier League was because I was worried about the people behind. And I did say this to you guys. I said, yes, we've got a goal machine that's going to win us games like we did today, and that is massively important in terms of points and accumulation of points later on in the season. However, it's still important that the players behind, the Ziyechs, the Havertz, the Mounts, and the Werners, if he gets a game, have to contribute to goals. And we need goals all around the pitch. I think it's important. And I think today's one of them games where we didn't know what we were, what to look out for in terms of the opposition who we were up against. We didn't really know them. We didn't know what to expect. And what they done was they came and they sat and they tried to play counter football against us. And we defend well. One thing that we do very well and it is defending. Rudiger was awesome again. Christensen had a great game. And, look, I know there's a lot of Chelsea fans on social media moaning about the performance, but these are the kind of games that we would have drew, and I think we need to just take it on the chin and say, look, we've got a goal scorer that can win us these type of games, but moving forward, is there still question marks of certain individuals? Yes. The one thing I think Tuchel needs to learn very quickly is chemistry, who can play with who, instead of just playing players like we saw today, Ziyech and Mount. No, but Ziyech and Mount don't work for me. They just don't work. You need a Havertz off them or a Werner off them. And that's the way I see it. But
each of the shoes, man.
Just to finish off, because I am going to go as well. I know you guys want to crack on. Sorry. But in terms of, he said about us being a one-man band in terms of having Romelu Lukaku.
Yes.
Potentially. The only issue, I think, and I said this when we signed him as well, I do think we're very weak when it comes to options up front, and this is why you see Romelu Lukaku playing 90 minutes every game, which I don't think is good, if you're my honest opinion, especially when we're going to be playing 50 plus games this season. I do think we need to see rotation of him. My worry is him not being a one-man band. My worry is he plays too much and he picks up a serious injury or an injury that puts him out for a couple of weeks in a period of the season where we need to accumulate the points to maybe get away on top or stay at least in contention of the top. Do you know what I mean? That's my biggest worry. But I'm finished now.
True.
So you guys can do what you're going to do.
No, Jem, great points. And I agree with you. Ziyech and Mount are too similar in respect to what they offer the team: pressing, passing, dribbling. But in respect to getting people behind the defenders, getting people to run, to go on those runs, the likes of Pulisic, Callum, Werner, and whatnot, was missing, and it was missing today. And it was missing against Aston Villa as well. I think Kasim alluded to that for the last game. So yeah, Bobby, big up to you. Eric, Kasim, Boogeyman, Max. Let me hear your thoughts, lads. Let me hear your thoughts.
Yeah, big up, Mo. Big up, everyone. Do you know what? I'm going to come from an entirely different angle to everybody. I am thrilled with the way we're playing now. I am thrilled with all the weaknesses we're showing. From the stream you did before the last one, which I missed, I did try and mention that it's very, very important for a successful team in the making like us not to peak too early. It's very important to do what we're doing. We're not letting in goals, mate. And we're still managing to score. And we're still developing our forward line. Ziyech was very frustrating today, very underwhelming. But in a way, I'm glad we're now understanding where and when to put him on. And please, towards the end of the season, I don't want anyone talking when he comes off the bench, because the way he's performing, that might be his role. We haven't even seen Werner yet. We're seeing bits of Havertz. Listen, it's sweet. It's all sweet. What's happening is the manager is beginning to make this team completely his own, and he's doing things, and it's working. So, yeah, Zenit, they played a low block. They waited to hit us on the counter. Whoopie-doo, big deal. We see it every day when we play the likes of Sheffield United. They disappointed me a bit today. They were too defensive, especially when there's no away goal rule now. They could have come out a bit more. I think they might do when they play at home, but, that's going to be a cold whatever in close to Siberia, St. Petersburg, when we get up there, and we'll still deal with them. We've got nothing to fear.
Bobby, I'm confused. You started off saying you're happy about the way we performed, and then you went on to allude to certain mistakes by certain players.
Yep.
When you say you're happy, are you happy because we are able to see the errors of our ways and we can correct them at this point where it's less likely to have a severe impact on the season? Is that what you're trying to say? I mean,
that is what I'm saying. I'm happy because we're beginning to see the weaknesses and strengths of players.
Right.
I think,
so we can address them now moving forward. Yeah, okay, I see.
Yeah, I mean, we as fans, we tend to have a sometimes dare I use the word, well, I won't use the word, I'll just say we tend to imagine certain things about certain players based on what we hope they'll be rather than what they really are. For example, when we first had Saul, lots of people saying, oh, play him here, he's going to do this, he's going to do that, and he came on and proved to us he's going to need time. That's what he's going to do. And now we're seeing the weaknesses in Ziyech. He's not this game changer that we think he is. He's just a useful player that we can sometimes use out in the wings. At the moment, he might change and start ripping up trees later. I don't know. At the moment, it doesn't look likely. So we're beginning to see what the players are all about. We saw what Alonso can offer. He can only offer so much. So as time goes on, when the day comes when Tuchel puts out his strongest 11, boy, will they be strong. And these guys will be fillers. So glad he started to show a bit of a glimpse of Ruben Loftus-Cheek. I reckon we'll see him in the cup game against Villa. And those worried about rest for Jem. Jem, I'm a bit surprised. It was on your stream today that somebody pointed out that, look, he's going to get his rest. It's good he played. He's got 5 days, is it, to the Tottenham game? He'll play that. He's not going to play against Villa. Then he's got the next game after that. So there are big gaps in between games for Lukaku. The only thing I'm worried about is the internationals.
Yeah. When is it? Next month? It's next month, isn't it? Or is it end of this month, beginning of next month? We've got another international break. Yeah. So it's. I don't know. Why they're doing this to us.
In November, Mo.
Sorry.
In November.
November. Yeah. End of next month.
It's money, Mo. It's a money-making thing.
It is money. Boogeyman, I want to ask you about the performance. I want to ask you about the lineup. Are you in the same boat as Bobby? It's good to get these mistakes out of the way now, because we saw similar mistakes, to be honest, in this game as we did in the last game against Aston Villa, and Tuchel addressed them quite well, or at least the game changed in the second half. I mean, how much did Tuchel have to do with it? I don't know, but the first half of this game was poor. The first half of the last game was poor. The second half of both of the games was good. So
yeah, listen, I agree with what Bobby said, and I think it was Jim also said a few stuff. My only issue is the fact that Chelsea team is not going to surprise any opponent anymore. They know us. They know how we play. The last season, Tuchel came in half a season, and a lot of people were surprised how we change system, how we adapt to it, and they didn't figure it out. But now they know how to play us, how to frustrate our team, and how to bring the game all the way to the 70, 80 minutes before we even score. Thanks, we have a Lukaku that is doing those 1-2, half a chance that he will put at the back of the net. That is amazing.
You're praising Lukaku? Oh, okay.
Someone give water to Max, please.
Listen. Max, Boogeyman was lavishing praises on Lukaku from the last stream. So
yeah, the game is the thing is, thanks, we have a striker that can take half a chances and put it at the back of the net. And today also, our defense performance I think it is since last season, anyway, since Tuchel took over from Lampard. The problem today is, like I said, everybody knows how Chelsea is going to play. But the fact that we keep putting too much traffic in that midfield, we're not stretching our opposition. When the team's set, I don't understand why Alonso, I don't want to criticize any player at this point, because I think the issue lay in front of Tuchel. Tuchel has to figure this out. So we need to stretch them. We have two best midfielders that manipulate the ball so good. Why do Mason Mount, all those things, have to come and take the ball off put Kovačić fit? Why do Ziyech has to be always in the midfield? We need to stretch them, open the game, keep opening. That's all it is. And exactly, when the second half, you can see the difference. When James still was hugging the line and Alonso always hugging his line also, then we have spaces. Because Ziyech needs space. He's not the type of person that will dribble through people. No, he needs space to whip the ball into the. So for me, Ziyech play good. Is the system today or the way they were asked to, or the tactical Tuchel today that didn't suit any front three. Lukaku, thanks, he got us out of this, but Tuchel need to start knowing that his system, opponents are going to figure him out. He need to. I would say
Boogeyman. Do you agree that it was Lukaku and Rudiger? They are the two players that saved us tonight, because I think Rudiger's defending.
Let me put it this way: someone asked, "Are we a one-man team?" I don't think so. We're not even close. It's not even 5%. Lukaku, we're not one-man team.
No, but Gabriel wasn't talking about one-man team in respect to the way we play, but in respect to the onus on scoring goals is going to be only on Lukaku, and that is dangerous, because if we don't get goals from the midfield, from the other players, and focus only on Lukaku, we're going to be in trouble.
Never know that, because I'm pretty sure if Lukaku was not today in that lineup, we will be, because all the run-up of Werner, we will be creating a lot of chances, but just we're not going to score them. That would be the problem. So I'm not sure if Lukaku coming in, scoring one goal, turning half a chance. Maybe if Lukaku was not in this team, Werner will be really good this season. Nobody knows. I cannot say. But I still don't think we are a one-man team, and I'm pretty sure when Werner has his chances, he'll be scoring goals. It's coming. I'm pretty sure that's coming.
Boogeyman, sorry to cut you off.
No problem.
This idea that we're getting figured out, or teams know exactly what to do against us. I can't agree with that. That's why that's why Tuchel uses tactics. That's why other teams, you prepare for other teams prepare for you. If you see that the other team is exploiting a weakness, you change something and you make sure that.
Let me share that again. Did you notice something? When in the first half, each game against Aston Villa, when our team is struggling in the first half, Tuchel is incapable to change anything on the field. He always waits till half time to be able to do anything. He cannot fix it. It's not like well, okay.
Listen, Mourinho was the only one I've seen him make subs before the first half. Why are you going to take Saul off on his debut before half time to demoralise the lad? No, you're not. Come on now, don't be silly.
Yeah, but Chelsea, Tuchel is not a psychologist. He is there to win a game. If he had to stick, I disagree with all those premise of saying, okay, we have to look at someone. They are professional.
You have to.
Psychology is part of the game.
It's part of the game. It's part of the game.
Part of management.
It's part of the game. You have to look at it.
Why would, if we losing a game? Did you remember that game we lost against West Ham 5-0 or 5-1 or something?
We've never been.
There's no solution when we're having a problem.
That was West Brom, and it was 5-1. It was 5-2.
West Brom, 5-2.
And again, that match, we had a man sent off.
What's that?
In that game, we had a man sent off in that game.
But that game, Tuchel has no. So everybody can see that in EPL, when you go one man down, you need to start reinforcing your defense. Tuchel didn't do that. He was just waiting till halftime before he did any replacement. And at that time, it was already late. Against Liverpool, we do switch fast as soon as we get there. It was at the halftime already anyway. But my problem with Tuchel is every time our team is struggling, everybody sitting outside of that field notice where the problem is. He just cannot change anything. He wait till the halftime. So today was the same thing. He wait till the halftime.
So you think it was too late when he made the change?
For who? For Ziyech?
Tuchel, yeah.
What I'm trying to say, it's not I'm not talking about a change tactically. He has
but the team changed. The team was different in the second half.
Yeah, but listen, did you see the first 7 minutes of the second half?
Yeah.
James was hugging the line. Alonso was hugging the line. Ziyech has one in the first 2 minutes.
Are we going to do this?
Has one shot on target, or he shoot the ball at least. So that's the whole premise.
He shot the ball,
taking a chance. Yeah, he struck the ball. Even I think it was the Max that
was that the one where Snell could have overtaken it? That shot you're talking about.
Who could have overtaken it?
The Snell, that miss-hit shot you're talking about.
Yeah, at least we take a shot. The statistics before we didn't do anything.
Listen,
because it was too much traffic in the midfield.
He wasn't good. He wasn't good today.
No,
stop making up excuses for him.
System was not good.
Stop making up excuses for him. He wasn't good. Everything he did today wasn't great.
Was he the only one who's underperforming?
No. I'm not saying he wasn't, but he was one of the players who are underperforming, and you got to call it out. It was a poor performance. You can't blame the tactics. Well, the only thing you can do, I agree with what Jem said, having those similar type players in the book, like him and Mount together, you need a runner, and that's what I was put in my report as well. You need a runner, especially when you're playing against a team with a stubborn defence. Somebody who's going to commit that defence, So I'd have liked to see either a Werner or Hudson-Odoi come on and just run at their defenders and take them out.
Why move on to a defender sitting? 5 people sitting at the back. How do we need a runner?
Hold on, Boogeyman.
I just don't understand the tactics.
To take them out.
Why are we not seeing Timo Werner in the team? Why are we not seeing him?
He's going to bring him on with later games. He's going through the gears at the moment. I'm not going to listen to all this stuff about tactics and Tuchel. This is a man that doesn't concede goals. Everybody fears Chelsea. I don't know what Boogeyman's talking about. People have sussed out Chelsea. They fear Chelsea. You can't sit down and be complaining about somebody that's winning you games and talking about his tactics. This time last season, we were weak at the back. He's done so much right. What do you want the guy to do?
Okay, so because
this time... Sometimes you just say things, it's just too negative.
Bobby, so we shouldn't criticize?
Well, there's criticism and there's being negative for negative sake, isn't it?
No, I'm not being negative.
A lot of the time,
I'm saying what I'm saying.
I'm not defending. I'm just saying. I think that we should criticize when we see errors. I mean, the first half of that game, it wasn't a good performance. The first half of the last game wasn't a good performance, and we're saying that. And then we're saying the second half things changed. Either Tuchel changed something in his instructions, in his tactics on the pitch, or Zenit changed something and it backfired. I would like to lean towards the fact that Tuchel did something to improve our team, because in both occasions we came out in the second half and we played better. So there was a reason for us playing better. Correct?
Listen, the only thing what Tuchel done is told them to start passing the ball properly. So what Boogerman's saying about tactics is a load of nonsense, right? Yes. Because our passing was poor, okay, and that's what let us down, especially in the final third. Our decision making was awful from a lot of players. Mason Mount included. Mason Mount was good at winning the ball back, but when he got the ball, his passing was sloppy. The same with Ziyech, his passing was sloppy. You can't blame the coach if the players are not passing the ball properly, and that was. Throughout the whole of the first half, I think most of them were off the pace.
Listen, man. Listen, we know Mount, what he can do. We know Ziyech, we know what they both can do. Today, they were not put in a better situation to express themselves, and I blame Tuchel for it. That's all it is. And the second half, when they both come, they have space, you can see them run. They can chase, they can win the ball back, they can pass the ball, and it was better. Of course, Diaz was taken off.
Boogeyman, what did Tuchel do? What did Tuchel do right in this match?
What did in the second half? He waited till the second half before telling James to stay out wide all the time, because that's what James started doing at the end. And Alonso also. You guys can check the game. Even during the game, I was kept on the Twitter. I was saying James is kept. The midfield is too packed. Those guys are sitting at the back. They pack the midfield. Why do Mount have to come all the way to Kovačić fit to take the pass? Even Jorginho keeps screaming at it, move. You can see it. It's just there. We're not stretching them. Even Guardiola. What did Guardiola say last season? He said the reason why Chelsea is difficult to play with is their wing backs stay completely out wide. They hug the line, they stretch you, and they have two good midfielders that manipulate the ball so well that it's difficult to even read the game. We didn't
So
do
what
that
you're
today.
saying,
Well,
hold on. So
whatever.
what you're saying,
Mount,
can I talk? Can
yeah,
I
but I
talk
haven't.
for a minute?
I'm not finished yet. The thing is, what I notice is people just repeating it itself. Oh, James comes say something, Max copy repeat it, and Bobby repeated. That's all it is. Like
Repeat what?
repeat what the
What are you
other people
talking
are
about?
saying.
There's
Yeah,
no, not
exactly.
repeating anything. I've
Yeah,
got my
that's
own
what I'm
mind.
saying.
I don't need to repeat what
You
anyone
have
is
to.
saying.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening here. Like I
I
just
think
don't
the
No.
see any
problem
difference.
is we all sort of step back and let you rant and rant and rant about the manager, and you don't give an inch when people talk, and more people think you're wrong than think you're right. You seem to get a bit offended. When you're
But
right, you
listen,
say you're
Do I look
right. Now you
offended,
were
Bobby?
wrong.
yeah.
Bobby, do I look
This
Can I
offended?
guy,
say something to you, Boogeyman? Can I just say
I'm not
something to you?
offended at all.
Can I say something to you?
I'm listening, man.
So you're saying what you're trying to say? What I understand from what you're saying is that you're saying that Reece James was instructed to play more infield than that wide. Is that what you're saying? That he did? Are you saying
Yeah,
that's what
most of the
instructed?
time he was pretty much inside
Oh,
instead of
no, but
hugging
are
the
you
line.
saying that was the instructions from our manager today?
Or at least when it was happening, the manager didn't correct it.
Right? It's if it obviously if he's what side was he in the first half? Was he the far side or the? I can't remember what side he was to Tuchel. If he was the further side away from Tuchel, then it's hard for him to deliver that instruction. We are a team who play with, as you rightly said, we our wing backs give us that width, okay, to open up the play. So obviously, if he's seen that and he's corrected it in the second half, why would he wait till the second half to correct it? Obviously, he didn't instruct him to play more infield. It's probably Reece James was taking up the wrong position, so you can't blame the manager for that.
Yeah, but why can't he correct it during the game? That's my problem. Everybody can see it. Even the journalists were saying that. We need to stretch them. That's how they're sitting. We need to stretch them. We need to stretch them. And they're not doing it. So if the manager saw it, why can't he just correct it? Tell Aspi, tell Rich to hug the line, and tell Alonso also to hug, don't to come in all the time. We just make it easy for the other team to defend us. My problem is, sorry, go ahead.
I just want to cut in for a second. I'm listening to what you guys are saying. I'm also reading some of the comments in the chat, and I just want to emphasize a point. If we accept poor performances today and don't talk about them, don't discuss them, then yes, those poor performances, we had a poor performance, but we won, and that is a positive. But if we don't emphasize the poor performance and we accept poor performances, then we are going to go down a path that will allow us to accept defeats and accept average results, and then all of a sudden Chelsea are no longer aspiring to be the best. The reason why we here are discussing negative as well as positive aspects is because in every game there is both. Now, sometimes I will see all the positive aspects, and maybe I will overlook some of the negative aspects. And somebody else will see the negative aspects and overlook the positives I see. And that is why we have a varied point of view on this panel. That is why we don't all agree with each other on this panel. And that is why diversity in opinion is a positive. So those of you in the chat who are becoming disrespectful, who are borderline disrespectful, I would like to ask you to correct yourself and to address your perspective. Nobody on this panel, nobody on the stream is against Chelsea, the players, or Tuchel. But everyone here is identifying points that they think are points of interest that they want to discuss. I personally believe that there was an error in the way that Mason Mount and Hakim Ziyech were employed in the game today. I saw Hakim Ziyech and Mason Mount both playing on the same side, either the left or the right at the same time. That shouldn't be the case. Hakim Ziyech was supposed to be on the left and the Mason Mount was supposed to be on the right. Why that was, I don't know, because they should have been the other way around. But Mason Mount was on the right today and Hakim was on the left. I believe that Tuchel should have had a different type of player on that pitch. Someone who can run. Whether it's in the place of Hakim Ziyech or in the place of Mason Mount, it doesn't matter to me. It's a decision that the gaffer would make, Tuchel would make. But I think the balance was missing. That's what Jim was alluding to, and I agree with him 100%. But at the same time, I also think that Tuchel could have made changes, could have addressed certain issues during the game. And that's what Boogeyman is alluding to, and I agree with Boogeyman 100%. So you don't have to agree or disagree on everything. And you can have a difference of opinion. So please, guys in the chat, be respectful and understand that everyone here is here to put their point across, and they are welcome to do so. Just like you are welcome to put your point across in the chat. I want to hear what Kasim has to say and DJ Sab, because they've been quiet. So big up to DJ, big up to Kasim.
Do you want to let DJ go first?
No, you go.
Up to you guys.
No, how are you guys doing? You all good?
We're good, DJ. We're good.
Yeah, I can see.
Yes, DJ,
yeah, I'm good, bro. I'm good, Max. I can see there's a lot of. I can see there's a bit of dislike towards our performance today. I can understand everyone's got their opinions. Everyone's got to, come across their views and all that. But I'll come on here and say, look, it wasn't the best of games. I agree. We could have scored maybe more goals. I agree on that as well. But at this moment in time, I think a win's a win. We started off our group well. They always say when you're playing crap and you can still get a win, that's good. That's good for us going forward. We could have got more goals today. There were some performances I didn't like today on the pitch today, but at this moment in time, I can't question Tuchel at this moment in time. The guy has won us things. He seems to not. We've not lost hardly any games under him. We seem to be, he's found a formula now at these players of how to win games, even win them ugly. And that's what we got today. It was more of a snap and grab win today. I mean, it was Aspi's cross in the end that got Lukaku's goal today. All right, which was a great cross. But other than that,
DJ Saf, I'll ask you a question and be honest with your answer.
Yeah, go for it.
Be honest. Did you get Morata vibes? Aspi Morata vibes. Did you get that?
with the possible. Yeah. With that
I was thinking the same thing. Yeah.
They said it. In fact, they actually said it afterwards, didn't they? I think someone said it on the sport on BT Sports. They were saying, I can't remember who it was that said it. Morata vibes or something came out on the thing after the game. But yeah, look, listen, I can understand everyone's point of views here. I really do. People in the comic section as well. I can understand it wasn't the best of games today. But all I'm happy about is the win. Yes, we can play better. All right, but we shouldn't criticize what we've done today. We've gone and got the win. Yeah, Juventus have gone and scored 3 goals today, so they're obviously top of the group. They played Malmo, so we can just go on from this now, and I think we will improve. Let the competition carry on.
I want to ask you a question. I want to ask you a question. I just totally forgot. That geezer that you that plays for Portugal. What was his name? Cristiano. How did his team do today?
Yeah, they lost, bro. They lost. But I'm happy about that, mate. I was happy Ronaldo scored, but happy they lost. In that way, yeah.
That was a crazy result. Like Max was saying,
United lost today?
Yeah, 2-1.
Yeah, they lost. They lost to Young Boys. Young Boys beat them.
Is that? Where are they from? To Young
Exactly.
Switzerland.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You hit the nail on the head where they're from.
Oh, sorry.
Who knows?
Oh man,
that was a special match. I celebrated like I was a Young Boys fan.
When they scored that winner, I jumped up.
Yeah.
No. It's listen. It's the first game of the Champions League. Let's put this into context. It's the first game of the Champions League. It's the defense of our title. All right. It could have gone either way. Let's be honest. It could have gone either way because I mean, Zenit turned out to be half decent. They weren't a bad side. Yeah. Had we lost, I would have been very disappointed because they're not a team that should be beating us. No, they're far from that. But they're a capable team. They're competent. They're competent. And we beat them. And I think there was a degree of caution in the way we played in the first half. And And you saw that, especially with the way that Zenit came at us the first 10, 15 minutes. They came at us. And I was thinking, this could go horribly wrong. But they didn't have enough about them to affect us. Because we dominated that game. In the second half, total domination. Chance creation was an issue. Now, I believe that the balance that Tuchel struck in the first game when he had Havertz and Mount with Lukaku up front, that is the balance that he needs to build on, because Mount presses well, passes well, controls the ball well. Havertz does the same as that, but he has another thing in his toolbox, and that is he can dribble, he can run. He's got a bit of pace about him. Havertz can do that. He's not a Werner, Callum, Pulisic type of runner, but he does have that little bit of pace, and that's why I think those three as a combination worked quite well, because there's a variety in their abilities. I think Mount and Ziyech are too similar. They do have differences in what they can do, but they're too similar in their positioning, in their mentality, in their thinking. Tactically, they're a little bit different, but their abilities, one is right, one is left footed, but they're too similar. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like Saul and Kova. They're too similar. I mean, Saul's probably a better finisher, but having them both on the pitch doesn't give you that difference, that diversity in abilities, and that is why I think having Timo Werner or a Pulisic or a Callum would have made that little bit of a difference.
Mo, sorry, I have to leave early, but before I go, I just want to say, yes, it wasn't the best performance, but the most important thing was the win. We got the win. I am not too worried about Juventus. I don't care that they won 3-0. We're going to beat them as well. And on to the next match. Hopefully the players play better in that game. And I expect us to win that match as well. And we're on a roll. We're unbeaten. We haven't lost this season so far. The only goal we considered was a penalty. Obviously, the Super Cup we considered as well, but since the first game of the season, we've been playing. We've been doing the usual things from the previous season, and we're scoring more goals as well. And I was going to mention something else. Oh yes, apparently Chelsea haven't won the first match of the Champions League in a long time. So this is the first time we've won the first match. Obviously, after we won it in 2012, I think we lost. I can't remember the first match of the next campaign, but basically we haven't done this a lot. So
before we drew with Juventus 2-2, wasn't that the first match?
Can't remember, but so that's something that you can't
it's
overlook. It's very good. It's very good. So up to Chelsea. I'll listen. Listen back on the. I'll try to listen in the background.
No worries.
I have to go. See you guys later.
Take it easy, Eric. Take care.
Cheers, Eric. See you later. Bye bye. I wanna say something. Eric made a good point. Chelsea are now 5 wins into the season. As you all know, we have a giveaway. We have a giveaway on the Blue Lounge. We are giving away 2 shirts every time Chelsea wins 10 matches. So 5 more wins, and the Blue Lounge will give away 2 Chelsea football shirts. To qualify, you have to be a subscriber. You have to follow us on Twitter, and you also have to retweet my pinned tweet in my account, which gives you the details of how you can qualify for winning a Chelsea shirt. Now, a bonus to that would be you interacting in the chat with us and also coming on in the call-in towards the end of the stream. The last half an hour of the stream, I will open the stream to you guys so you can come on and give us your points of view, your thoughts and opinions about the topic of the day. And today's topic is Chelsea beating Zenit in the Champions League group stage. So I will be giving you a chance to come on and give me your thoughts and opinions on that. Do us a favor, lads, and hit the like button. Let's get to 100 likes. And if you're new here, click on the subscribe button and join the family. Kasim, man, I haven't heard nothing from you, man. Tell me your feeling.
I was just waiting for everyone to talk. Look, I've got a few points to address. First point, I called it before. I don't think Ziyech is good enough to play for Chelsea. I just said it. Like, look, guys, you need to understand. I'm not gonna get cocky or anything. I played football before. I know when I thought I would play. He's not good enough to play for. I told you before, he can play for top 6, top 7. He's not good enough to play for. And it's been over a year now playing for Chelsea. He's not offering anything. That's point number one. Point number two, I'm gonna criticize Tuchel actually. That's for third time I will criticize him. First time was against Liverpool, even against Arsenal when he didn't bring Werner early when they start playing high. He just settled with 2-0. We could have hammered him 5 or 6. City did that. City smashed him 5-0. We only had 2-0 and we just slowed down. Second game against Villa. What the interesting thing is, guys, what's happened if we go goal behind? No one of you think about that. Every game we played, we always score first. What happened with Tuchel? That's what happened with West Brom. If we go goal behind, if Villa scored first and it stayed, it'd be a long day for us. Tuchel today got the personnel wrong. Ziyech and Mount. Mount today was awful. You can't even bust a ball. I'm not criticizing Mount. Mount, I really like Mount. Today was awful. But me as a manager, I got to see that and tweak things quickly. Today Ziyech was awful. Get him out. He stayed. Actually, last night, guys, I told you about Zenit. They will stay. They will stay. I think that Claudinho and that Zibaros or someone number 5, the captain, was brilliant. These two were fantastic today.
You were right. You did say they'll play on the counter. You're right, cousin.
Yes. So did they play on counter? I knew that from last night. So what you do, you get to go. If they stay, you got to get players with a good feet. Kai Havertz, one of them, and you have to get Werner because Werner will get a penalty. He's quick. I said that. He didn't do that. He didn't go. He gone again without Werner. He played Havertz and Mount both just in each other's way. They were just negative. I felt sorry for Lukaku. He was not getting a chance, and when he got a chance, he just finished it. I think Tuchel sometime, guys, like Mo said, he will come time. I know we're winning. I understand that, but I am fearing the time will come we'll lose. At the moment, yes, we're winning, but
don't fear the time.
I am. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna come the time.
It's gonna happen. We're not gonna win every single game.
No, I understand more. The menace, the way, man.
Listen, Kasim. Listen. We already lost the cup final in last season. We lost the cup final against Leicester City. Okay, so we will lose with Tuchel, and we have lost with Tuchel.
Yeah.
The issue is not losing with Tuchel. The issue is, can Tuchel bring the best out of this team? Because Tuchel today has a squad and he has a challenge. And that challenge, as far as I'm concerned, is the Premier League title and hopefully the defense of the Champions League. Those are the two biggest challenges for us this season. Does he have enough about him to do it? I think he does. Is he going to make mistakes on the way? Yes, he will. Did he make mistakes today? I think he did. Did he make mistakes in the last game? I think he did.
Against Liverpool as well.
I think, yeah. He made mistakes, and I think, like Bobby said, it's good that we are making these mistakes, but we are still able to overcome them and to still come out with a result. And up until now,
I understand. I'm buzzing with the result more. Yeah. One thing I want to say more.
Fantastic. Just let me finish. It's a fantastic result. I also believe that Tuchel is a kind of person that learns from those mistakes. He learns from because let's be honest, he's still trying to adjust and trying to adapt. Someone said this before the game. He said, "Don't be surprised to see Tuchel play a forward at back formation this game or pretty soon." And I think Tuchel will play a 4 at the back system within the next few weeks. Do you know why? Because if he wants to try it out, this is the time to try it out at the start of the season, because you don't want to be trying it out when things are starting to get valuable and points are going to become scarce and hard to come by. Today maybe he's able to experiment. So Tuchel will be doing that. I also want to throw something out there, and I think this is something that there's a message behind it. There's a message behind it. I don't think Ruben Loftus-Cheek coming on for the last couple of minutes was just a decision made without any thought or without any purpose. I personally believe Tuchel does fancy Ruben Loftus-Cheek to have some sort of a role this season. Don't be surprised to see Ruben Loftus-Cheek have about 6-7 appearances throughout the season. Maybe in a few cup games. Maybe he will have an odd substitution appearance off the bench in the Premier League. That could happen, and for me that is something that I think it's a positive, because I for one would love to see Ruben Loftus-Cheek turn it around. Yeah, because he is Chelsea through and through.
Actually, I also thought the same thing, because who Ruben Loftus-Cheek replaced? Mount. And we always seem to say Ruben Loftus-Cheek is a natural 8 or maybe 10 or play behind a striker. But Tuchel's system, there's no too much behind a striker. They always most of you have 3 striker playing or choose playing off Lukaku. So it seemed like I think Tuchel also see Ruben as one of those 3 positions. Lukaku or Tuchel is taking one of the middle one, but those 2 other positions, specifically Mount one, as so I think he will try to get Mount and Ruben borrow that position. I think that's what the message I saw today. I don't think Ruben is going to play deep in the midfield. He's going to be pretty much used as
Can I highlight one more point more? I spoke about it last night, and I mentioned it as a number 10. But if you want to mention it as the back 3 behind Lukaku, no one of them world class. I said it last night. We don't have a world class creator. The like of Felix. Why did you go out there and get Felix? That lad from Atletico.
João Felix from Atletico, right?
Yeah, that's what type of player. That's a type of midfielder.
Quality player, mate. Absolutely quality player.
Felix,
that's what I'm saying.
Listen. João Felix is a fantastic player. Great talent. Listen. But that type of player does not necessarily translate into the Premier League being that type of player. The Premier League is different. Hakim Ziyech was a fantastic player in his creative role in Ajax. He was one of the best at creating chances. He had the highest number of assists.
There's only the Dutch league, mate. It's only Dutch league, mate.
Listen. The physicality of the Premier League, the speed of the Premier League, don't take it for granted. I'm not saying Felix can't do it. I'm not saying he can't do it. No, on the contrary, Felix is a fantastic player. He'll probably come in and start, as Bobby would say, ripping up trees. All right, but don't take it for granted. Don't think that anyone can come in here and do it. It's not easy. It's not easy. I think
if we talk about other players, Kasim, you can say. I'm not trying to say don't talk about it, but I think right now we know the 26th player in the Chelsea team, right? So, Phillips will never come to this Chelsea team this season. So most likely, if you talk about number 10, we don't have it. So who do you think in our team can play that position? You know what I mean? I think you have an idea in your idea. So if we don't have it, then we need to play another system or Tuchel system. Yeah. Maybe we don't need a number 10. That's why we don't have him, right?
I am having an issue with if Lukaku is scoring, which midfielder can score to take the pressure off Lukaku? That's what I'm having an issue with. That's why when I said Ziyech is not good enough. No one of even Kai Havertz. You need to stop.
Ziyech scores from midfield. He's known for scoring from midfield. We've seen it. Havertz the same. Ziyech, Havertz are able to score goals from outside the box. I mean, I think our concern shouldn't be Ziyech scoring or Havertz scoring. Our concern should be, can Kovačić score? Can Jorginho score? Can Kante? Can Alonso? Because we want when I talk about midfield, I'm talking about these guys trying to scoring goals. I'm really pleased with Marcos Alonso because he's able to score from. Sorry, I said Alonso a minute ago. I meant Saul. I'm pleased with Alonso because he's able to score the odd goal from defence, and Reece James got one for us already this season. So I'm not scared. I'm not worried that we are not able to get goals from other areas. But I think we need to get goals from the right areas. Like the centre of the park.
My point is more, if you look at a player like, I'm slightly more going to disagree with you here. I'm looking for a player like Bruno Fernandes. He scored 18, 19 goals last season. We don't have that type of player. That's my point I'm trying to say. Ziyech is not that type of player. Havertz is still young. It just came from the German league double. I really rate Havertz hardly. We've got a problem with that. But I need to Chelsea fan in the chat. We guys who come in here like boogeyman. We were entitled to criticize or speak about Tuchel if he's got something wrong. Don't say, because he's winning, we just have to have to brush it under the carpet. No, if he's not doing something, if he's doing something wrong, we've got to say, I tell you what, he didn't get his spot on today.
I understand. Listen, Tuchel did something wrong today. I'm pretty sure Bobby thinks Tuchel was perfect today. It's fine. Listen, that's what it is. We all have two eyes. We see what we see, and we say what we said. At the end of the day, that's what we think, right? And we come to this panel to express our view. Listen, I agree with Bobby when he said the most important thing is we're improving. The most important thing is we're still at the start of the season, and we're making mistakes. So that means there is still room for improvement. That is true. That is actually there.
I agree with Bobby.
But I will say something. Even today game will easily end up being a tie, 1-1. They have that chance at the last minute or the last whatever the guy can put a ball in front of inside the net, and it end up 1-1, and the conversation will be completely different right now. Nobody's going to say, why would you criticize Tuchel because he's winning a goal? If it was 1-1, he hasn't won it. We're lucky to have Lukaku. That I'm not going to lie about it. We are lucky that our defense is playing really good. But I just think that we have players like Mo say. I think Bobby or Jim also said we have players on the field like Ziyech, Mount. We have them. They are on Chelsea book. How do we get those players to score goals or to improve, to be in their optimal condition? I know they're not perfect. I know I criticize them most of the time also, but sometimes I feel like we know their limit. Why don't we just give them the optimal condition to just improve? Space. Ziyech needs space. Give him space, or he has to find it. If we're not giving space, then the coach has to say, Ziyech, move to the direct during the game. Tuchel does not do that. He waits all the time.
Yeah, it was this.
I just want to know.
One second, Bobby. I'll let you come in. Bobby. Frank, listen. Once we hit 100 likes on the stream, I will put the link in the chat, and you can click on it and come on and give me your thoughts and opinions. Everybody in the chat, for you to come on, we just have to reach 100 likes on the stream. We're on 50, so we're halfway there. Let's get to 100 likes, and I will give you the opportunity to come on and give us your points of view live on air. Bobby, apologise, mate. Continue.
Yeah, I mean, when points are made that we need a bit of a number 10, a bit of a playmaker, I can see that. It was slightly evident from the way we played today. And when points are made that perhaps some substitution should have been done a bit earlier, I can see that as well.
Yes.
But when you make a point that Tuchel has to create space for Ziyech to play, what space was he going to create? You think the opposition is going to say, right, okay, let's let Tuchel come and create? I mean, I don't get that kind of talk. and that's what gets me interjecting. That is just unreasonable. You see what I mean? It just doesn't make sense. I fully get the point Mo made. Playing Mount and Ziyech together is probably they're too similar. Not a good idea. Just
Yeah.
like potentially, what's his name, Niguez and Kovacic. I see that, but in part of the evolution of the team as we go forward, I think the coach will start to see that, and the machine will begin to be oiled as we go towards peaking as a team. That is to me constructive, and I get it. We can debate it, we can have different ideas, but two things: creating space for Ziyech, I don't see that as a rational point, and also attacking Tuchel. Saying that, it's all down to him at this early point of the season. I think that there is a certain amount of responsibility that players must take. He's not making the bad passes. I understand a lot of them are still in pre-season, really. People like Mount, they just finished the long Euros and, they're getting into gear. So that's why I started off saying, look, it's not too bad.
Yeah, Bobby. Also, there's another element that I think we need to look at, because players that are similar doesn't necessarily mean they can't play together, but they don't offer you the diversity in those positions. That's one aspect. The second aspect is,
and they don't optimize each other's performance, just as Boogeyman was trying to say.
Yes, but the thing is this, Bobby. I also think there's players that can play well together. For example, Timo Werner and Hakim Ziyech, when they play together, they complement each other. Timo Werner and Kai Havertz do the same. Timo Werner and Mason Mount, not so sure. Mason Mount and Hakim Ziyech, not so sure. Mason Mount, Kai Havertz, fantastic. I think if you want to play Mason Mount, you have to also address the area that you're going to put him in. Because today, I think Mason Mount is used to playing on the left. He's used to playing on the left. And I don't know why today we had Hakim Ziyech playing on the left and Mason Mount playing on the right. I don't understand why Tuchel did that. Because you saw Mason Mount drifting to the left. And you saw Hakim Ziyech drifting to the right. So Hakim Ziyech shouldn't...
They were too close to each other most of the time.
Too close to each other, yeah. It was congested.
Thank you. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say, but I didn't come out the right way. That's what I'm keep trying to say.
Yeah,
when I say Tuchel need to make space for Ziyech, I'm not saying Tuchel has to use something and push Ziyech to your space. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm trying to say is Tuchel has to tell, for example, someone like James to open the game so Ziyech is not congested, because that guy needs space to whip the ball. He's not that good as a how do you call Havertz. Havertz can operate in a tight space. He can dribble the ball and all those things. We know Ziyech is not like that. He touch the ball, look and see if they have open space. He touch the ball, look if there's any player making the run before. He needs space. He needs 2, 3, 4 seconds. He didn't have it today. I'm not saying it's all Tuchel's fault. I'm just saying today we were too congested in the midfield. And I don't understand why Mount and Ziyech have to come all the way to Jorginho or Kovacic feet to take a pass. Stay away. They will find you. They are really good at it. That's what we keep saying. Jorginho, Kovacic, they find always a space and they will find you. So I just don't understand it. Maybe it is the player fault, but Tuchel did not correct it during the game. That was what my frustration was. But anyways, hopefully you guys understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I mean, part of that was also Zenit played 8 men a lot of the time behind the ball. They packed the midfield, and we had to respond accordingly because that was going to be the source of their counter-attacks. And Tuchel was mindful to nullify it. What he did do to try and rectify the situation was in the second half, he got the players to move the ball quicker. And when we did that, we were more effective. One thing I was happy with, Ziyech didn't play well. He wasn't effective, and there were all sorts of reasons for that. But I was very happy that the Stamford bid, the fans, when he came off, they gave him a standing ovation. Just to appreciate the fact that, look, he is one of us. He is, despite the fact that he's a mature player, he is learning in many ways. And I think the fans appreciated the fact that tactically, it may not have been quite right for him today. There's a multiplicity of reasons that led to his poor performance. I get it that his performance could have been optimized if he was used in a different way. He probably without Mount, probably, with more support from the wing backs, who knows? But I think quite a bit has to come from him. He needs to, as a top class player, figure out what to do differently in this in this team to get us to see the efficiency of his skills. He wasn't finding Lukaku, and it was his job to do that. So when we talk about creating space, he is the space creator. His balls are meant to create the space.
True.
Guys.
Well said, Bobby.
I want to see the likes go up. I want to see 100 likes, people.
Yeah,
I want to give you an opportunity. I want to give you an opportunity to come on and talk to us. I want to give you an opportunity to come on to the Blue Lounge and talk to us. So give us 100 likes so we can put the link in the stream. Julius, welcome to the stream. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're good. Julius,
okay,
give me your thoughts.
All good, Julius. All good.
Yeah, big up.
My thoughts, I think it was, I expected a tough game, obviously, because when you look at how Zenit set up, it made sense. That's how they should have played, exactly what is expected. Even if you have a Barcelona 2008 playing against any team who's going to have 10 players inside the box, they're going to struggle to create chances. And it's going to be a tough game. In my opinion, the main issue was not Ziyech or Havertz or anyone. I think the midfield was not great today. And I know I've been noticing a pattern that whenever Kante is not playing, we have been getting caught so badly whenever the opposition team hits us on counter-attacks. And this is one of the main reasons I was stressing so hard this summer to buy someone like Rice or any proper midfielder. Aside from that, yes, you could say they could have scored 1-1, but you have to also recognize that our defense was unreal. You have to give credits to Tuchel that we have this setup. This is not the first time our defense does a heroic tackle or something to save us when we get caught, and the reason we were getting caught is because our midfield was caught off. And then you have the last defensive line having to deal with it in a very tough situation at the last minute. So I think Tuchel didn't do anything wrong. It was a tough game in nature. Physically, they wanted to press us individually. Look at Lukaku. He was not given time to breathe, man, today. Whenever he gets the ball, you have three players all over him. Same with Mount. He hustled. He was very physical. Same with Ziyech. Every opposition knows you cannot give Ziyech space. They will not do that, because if you give this player space, he will rip you apart, whether from a shot or a key pass. So I don't see anything out of ordinary. I give credit to Zenit that they played that well. It's not that we were so bad. They were very, very organized. And those kind of games are going to happen. You can't expect every game that we're going to go rip through teams. Aston Villa was one off when we didn't play amazing. We still scored 10 goals because Aston Villa was aggressive and they were trying to go toe-to-toe with us. They got punished. Zenit knew that they can't do that, and they played their game, defensive setup, high press, not enough time on the ball, and it worked. Credits to Lukaku, he scored the header. So that's my thought.
Do you agree with the lineup, or would you have wanted to see some changes in the lineup?
I think the lineup was good. At the end of the day, he had to rest Kante. Honestly, the defense, I wasn't. I honestly don't think the lineup was bad. It's so good. It's fair as well. My only concern throughout the season is when Kante is not playing. Kova has been amazing. I'm not saying Jorginho has been as well good. I never really liked their partnership 100%, even last year. But it's not that they were bad, but Kante is just another level, and we need as a club to start planning for post Kante era, because this guy is unbelievable, man. Just remember what he did in the Champions League final, and even in the Champions League campaign. We have to start planning a proper replacement for Kante in the future, for sure. That's my concern. This game was the midfield, not the defense or the offense.
Unfortunately, Julius, the very, very, very best of players, they come round only ever so often. You know, Messi, are there two Lionel? Can you plan to replace Messi? You can't. These things are just anomalies and they happen. Ronaldo, I'm talking of these players at their peak, they just happen. It seems very much Kante is going to be one of those. We can compensate for him whenever the time comes that he kind of gives up playing football. But I don't think getting a player like that will ever happen because he is so unique. He's that good. His engine, his dribbling ability, it's really second to none.
100%, man. Agreed on that.
I just want to say one thing about Lukaku, because I was dead set against Lukaku. I thought he was clumsy. I still think he has a few clumsy moments, but I thought he would be clumsy, he'd be ineffective. I was focusing a lot on the old Lukaku. I have to say, since we've seen him in 4 games or so, Lukaku has impressed me. But tonight he won me over. That goal could only have been scored by the very best of strikers. It was a half chance. I mean, the way he got up, the way he was surrounded by centre backs, and those Zenit centre backs aren't shrinking violence. Those are tough guys. But he still got over them. He still nodded the ball down in the only place that he could have put it to beat the striker. I mean, to beat the goalkeeper, beg your pardon. We have a striker. We really do. I can't praise him much more than that. He won me over tonight. That was an excellent goal.
He's winning a lot of receptacles. And then the other thing is, during the game, you can see him making those lousy touches. I don't know if I can say that, but those miscontrols and all those things. But as long as he's finishing those half chances, I'm okay with it. I don't really care about them, because at the end of the day, that's scoring goal is what matters. And I know the other team are not going to score that on us. So I'm really happy that we have Lukaku at this one. And so when it comes to Tuchel, I know we have one of the best, if not the best manager in the game right now. He is Tuchel at Chelsea. But it doesn't change the fact that when you see something, you have to comment on it, right? So at the end of the day, we're all going to be happy every time we win a game. But when we lose, I will always say, if it is Tuchel's fault or if it is any player, because I criticize players most of the time also, but I just feel like today, Tuchel has a lot to do with the fact that Ziyech and Mount did not perform properly. That's all I'm saying.
Can I just say something, guys? All right. Like Bobby said a minute ago, it is a worrying thing, because actually the goal he scored, it was half chance. We never created any chance today. You look at it, and that is worrying. And that goes back to the back three behind Lukaku. They're the 3 creators: Mason Mount in the left or the right, Kai Havertz, what's his name, Ziyech, and somebody else with the third, whatever is the third. That's worrying.
I disagree with you. I think it will come. That's when I line up with Bobby properly. We're still at the beginning of the season.
I understand that, mate.
The two
you need to understand something.
Are still adapting. I'm telling you, last season we create 11 chances. We create 12 chances. Even sometimes 18 chances. We don't put none.
Yeah, Boogeyman, just hear me out, mate. But you're gonna meet a lot of teams. You're gonna meet a lot of teams, especially in the Premier League, like Burnley. They're gonna stay, mate. 12 players in the box. Hear me out. Just hear me out.
Don't forget that part. Ziyech is going to improve because everybody's calling me out. You're not doing right. Something is wrong.
No, mate, I'm not killing him. I'm not calling him out now.
Okay,
since day one, I watched Ziyech. I know Ziyech. I don't think it's good enough. But what I'm trying to say
sorry that I say that, but Mount and Shaw and Kai Havertz, they're going to improve. We know the talent is there. They're going to improve. The only thing that changed is Lukaku coming because normally they used to create a lot of chances. They just don't score them. Now we have someone that can score them, and they find it difficult to create the same chances. So I think it is in them. They will create it. But that's why I'm at this position. I'm 100% with Bobby and Max and everybody that say, yeah, guys, it's still way too early, and it's way better now to see them their limitations. They see that they're not perfect. Then they think they're way too good, and then we notice that they're not that good. So it's good that we're still at the beginning of the season. We only play 4 games. Yeah, I think 4. 1, 2. Yeah, we only play 4 games, and they will improve. Those kids, they're going to improve. The people we criticize, they're really talented. They just need to adapt to Lukaku. Lukaku is the change. Because they used to create a lot of chances. That's all I need to say at this point.
I want to say, I want to add up to what Boogeyman said. I don't think it's a question whether these guys are good enough or no. Those players just won the Champions League 2 months ago against one of the best teams in Europe, one of the best teams ever. That's what I said in the beginning. Those kind of games, like the game today against Zenit, is normal. Those games will happen. You cannot expect every time that you're gonna have 30 shots on target, especially when you have a team playing 10 players in the box. So I'm not too worried at all in that regard. The other thing I want to mention is I have one comment on Lukaku that annoyed me throughout the game. There was a break play that was went through Mason Mount. And he basically started yelling at Mason Mount. Went to a point where Mason Mount was under so much pressure, and he ended up crossing the ball out of the field. I'm like, what? Like, just chill, man. Like, you don't have to. Oh, give me the ball. Just relax.
And Julius, towards the last minute of the game, he had a break, and he should have crossed the ball back in, and he took a shot, and it got deflected and went out for a corner. So Lukaku needs to also be a little bit more balanced in his decision making. Yes, you are a striker. Yes, you want to be converting and scoring more goals. But if you're in a tight situation and the rest of the guys are open, pass the ball. You don't have to try to shoot every time.
Yeah.
Yes, it was towards the end of the game and whatnot.
He panicked.
He did. Yeah.
Mason Mount panicked, even though
I'm talking about Lukaku.
Oh, yeah.
Lukaku. So I remember that. Yeah.
Also, Lukaku panicked, right? But I mean, when Mason Mount he literally made a sick turn and went through over the player, and then he was trying to gain his balance, and Lukaku is just losing his mind, like, yeah, come on, give me the ball. And Mason Mount was kind of panicking, and then he ended up crossing it out of the field because he just was all over the place, I think that's one element. I even mentioned it early in the season. That's one of the things that annoys me about Lukaku. If you watch him next time, just watch him. He's always complaining in the field. Just chill. Trust your team.
I want to address a comment here. Because there's comments like this that shows that some people don't seem to understand what we are trying to say here. This one here. Lukaku can't be greedy because he is the best scorer in the team. It doesn't mean that he's allowed to be taking shots when other people are open and he has no angle. In football, if that was Hakim Ziyech who had done that, everybody would be cussing him right now. Because he should pass that ball. We've got to have the same standard for all the players. There are certain decisions, and those decisions reflect on all the players. Lukaku is a goal scorer. Lukaku is tasked with scoring goals. But when he's in a tight angle and somebody else is open, literally open goal, all he's got to do is pass him the ball. I'm going to be criticising.
No, sorry, you're wrong there. I'm disagreeing with you on that one.
Are you talking about the same situation that I was talking about, Max?
Yeah, the one right near the end.
The one with the goalkeeper in front of him and the defender right next to him. All right, and he decided to shoot the ball right at them. He could have crossed it to the side when there was two players open in the middle of the box.
No. If you look at that again, the angle's tight. You got to just say great defending by the defender. Yeah,
Max. All he had to do, and this is Lukaku. This is a player that is of a high caliber, as far as I'm concerned. All he had to do was just hold it off a little bit and just cross it with the side of his foot to one of the three players that was waiting for him in the middle of the box. Lukaku should have done that.
No, I thought the angle was too tight for him to do that. In my opinion.
But at the end of the day, he saved us. He's been carrying us, actually. To be honest with you, like me and Mo, we're criticizing here a little bit certain elements of his game. We think he wasn't good.
Yeah, no. I have no criticism of Lukaku's performance in general.
Exactly.
I think Lukaku since he's come to Chelsea, what he has done in respect to his attacking positioning, his finishing, his attitude, all of that, I'm 100% behind it. But I'm saying there are certain elements, which is what Julius was addressing, that I agree with. I think if you are looking to be part of a team, especially the way that Chelsea plays as a team. We don't have a system. I mean, our system has been fluid all the time. Our attackers have always been interchanging and playing in a fluid system. We can't go from that straight into a system where we rely on that one striker, which was what Gabriel was saying at the beginning of the stream. Because if we rely on one key striker, one key goal scorer, and like we said in the past, if he gets an injury, we're going to be in trouble. That's why we want to see goals from all across the pitch. And Lukaku should also look to assist as well as score goals moving forward.
But he is looking to assist. You've got to remember, this is 5 games in. He's going to get used to the movement of the players. They're going to get used to him. It's not going to happen after 5 games. Yeah, so there was an incident, I think, who was it? Arsenal, I think, where he could have given the ball back to Mason Mount when he didn't. So you're going to have things like that. There's a chemistry. But once they understand each other's movement, then I think he will get better. And he did lay off the ball a couple of times as well. That one for Reece James where he laid it off to him, where Reece James hit it with the wrong foot. Again, probably under hit a bit, but these things are going to come, So we just have to have patience because he's not going. His all-round game isn't going to be there yet until we play a few more games.
Yeah, but more. Right. I have a sorry. Go ahead, Max.
No, sorry with that because I need to shoot. I've got an early start these days, so I'll watch the rest of the stream later. So I'll catch you guys later.
Take it easy, Max. Take it easy,
brother.
Take it easy.
Cheers, Max. Blue Clouds TV, thank you for the super sticker. Much appreciated. Thank you, Blue Clouds. Nizayon, as always, a big supporter of the channel. Thank you, Blue Clouds. Sorry, Boogeyman, you were saying?
No, I was going to say, when you're talking about Lukaku, is that where he took the ball and he tried to dribble on the right of the defender, and then he did manage to, the defender defended good? Is that what that chance you're talking about, or
yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Yeah.
The last couple of minutes. Last couple of minutes of the game.
No, yeah, I know which one. That's the one.
Okay,
that's the one.
Okay. I mean, yeah. That didn't see anything wrong with her. Yeah, good.
Can I ask DJ a question, please? DJ, you there, mate?
Yeah, I'm here, bro.
What do you think about De Jong for Barcelona? Because I think he's an outstanding player.
Yeah, he's a very good player. I just think today, I don't know if you guys saw some of the highlights today with the Bayern Munich, but they actually tore them apart today.
I'm watching it now.
Hey, Mo, here we go, Mo. I told you about Bayern Munich.
They absolutely
What happened?
ripped
What
them
happened?
today. They lost 3-0. Lewandowski got 2 goals.
Yeah.
Hold on, I didn't. Okay. So Bayern lost with
No, Bayern
against
won.
Barcelona?
No, Bayern won, mate. Bayern won.
At Barcelona's ground as well.
Okay. Bayern beat Barcelona.
I think Bayern is very dangerous. Yeah, I said that.
Yeah.
Oh.
And did I say they weren't?
Sorry?
Barcelona's a shadow of themselves.
Did I say
Bobby.
they weren't? Hey, Kasim, did I say they weren't a good team?
No, I never said that, but he said you won't convince much, Mo.
No. There is something here you have to consider, Kasim, that Barcelona is an arrogant team. If Barcelona Barcelona will always go all out. They will never change their tactics. They're gonna press, play high line. They're gonna get torn apart by teams like Bayern.
Julius. He's referring to a stream where he said Paris Saint-Germain he doesn't fear them. He thinks Paris Saint-Germain are not a good team. Bayern Munich are a team that he fears. I said to him, Paris Saint-Germain are a good team. They may have a problem with chemistry because they have too many captains for their ship. But I never said Bayern Munich were not a good team.
No. I never said you said that, Mo. I just said that you're not convinced by what I suggested. There's only one team threat for Chelsea is Bayern Munich.
Yeah, I don't think there's only one team. I think there's a lot of teams. There's
okay,
Man
fair
City,
enough. Okay,
there's
my
Manchester
mistake.
United.
Sorry.
Yeah. Blue Class TV again. Another donation. Super sticker by Blue Class TV.
Someone give this guy my bank account.
No, Blue Class. Now, you see. I asked him. I said to him, "Why don't I see you more often on the Blue Lounge?" I have a feeling he's busy with his family. So he wants to make up for it. Listen, Blue Class, you don't have to be doing this, man. Come on whenever you can. You're always appreciated here. You're part of this family.
Yeah.
So we'd love to see you on as much as you can whenever you have time.
Can I say something about Bayern Munich, if I may? It's too early to make any kind of predictions or assumptions, especially in the Champions League or in anything. Just as Lukaku said today when he was asked about winning the Champions League, he just said, look, it's one game at a time, and that is what it is. However, this Bayern Munich thing, I kind of wanted them last season simply because of what they did to us the season before. And there's this whole sort of Nagelsmann Tuchel thing. I don't think Bayern, if you ask Bayern at any point in time which team would you rather avoid, they will tell you Chelsea. Do you know what damage it did to them psychologically, us lifting that trophy in their backyard? I don't think they've ever forgotten it.
Yeah, I remember that.
They haven't. And even when they beat us when we were at our weakest, they were playing us with a certain amount of, dare I say it, fear. It's the only time I've seen a team totally superior beating another team 3-0 and then going back to defend. It's almost as if they were expecting something to happen because a lot of those players played in 2012. I know that Bayern is a great team, but I also know that they won't fancy playing Chelsea at all.
No, I agree with you, Bobby. I say this. I think Chelsea can win the Champions League. We've got great players.
I gotta say something. Here. Sorry
to
go
ahead.
Kasim. But the thing is this,
go ahead.
I think Chelsea, their worst opponent, their toughest opponent is themselves, because our squad, our best 11, we are a match for any team on the planet. In my opinion, we have one of the best strikers in the world. We have one of the best goalkeepers in the world. We have a damn good midfield and a damn good defense. So we are a very powerful team. The issue we have is, can we go get through the season with all these competitions that we're in, with all these matches, with all these fixtures that we have, and stay fit, stay injury free. That is my only concern. I don't have a concern with that with our manager. Tuchel it's
world class. It's a world class.
The team, the players. I don't have an issue with that. I'm just worried that the amount of fixtures that we have, are we going to be able to get to the end of the season with that squad with those players? Before I let you guys come in, I'm only going to be on for another 25-30 minutes before I go off. Now we're only on 61 likes.
Come on, guys!
To hit 100, because if you guys want to come on and talk to us, you got to reach that milestone. You got to hit that 100 like milestone, so I can get you guys at least 10-15 minutes on the stream. So hit that like button, guys. Start smashing them likes. Boogeyman wanted to come in.
Yeah, who was the match of the man of the match today? Kovačić?
I don't know. I do wait about. Do you guys know?
No, I don't.
It's got to be Lukaku for his goal, innit?
I don't know who the pundits say, but for me, the man of the match was Rudiger. For me,
yeah, Rudiger was brilliant. I agree with you, Bobby. Now I take it back.
Then my next question is, I think it was the last stream or two streams ago, that someone was saying that Kovačić is showing that he has another gear to go on, and he's pretty much stepping in since we have Saul in it. So his performance today, does this performance today match the performance of the last time, or he did better? Because for me, for some reason, I feel like I'm seeing a different Kovačić. Like his dribble through the line is just, every time I see him, I'm so amazed about what he's doing. So I just want to ask if I'm the only one or
I agree. He had a very good game today. I thought cover. I mean, sorry, just going back to Rudiger. I'm sorry. I know we're going off topic here a little bit, but that run, that run today, that goal.
Take care of yourself, mate.
I was going to take it easy, Boogeyman. If he scored that goal today from that run, can you imagine what a goal that would have been today? How he dribbled today and took it all around, and that one thing was missing was that finish. But I thought him and Cover. I thought actually guys, they were probably our two best performers on the pitch today, along with possibly Lukaku as well today. Three of them for me.
Yeah, can I just say something more? Everything he said about Chelsea, about Champions League, winning the Champions League, I absolutely agree with you. That's why I said to you, I believe we can win it, because I believe what you believe in more. It's only one team I said to you is worrying me, is Bayern Munich. But I absolutely believe everything you believe in. I think we've got world-class manager, world-class goalkeeper, world-class, Kante, we've got Lukaku as well. That's why I bought Chelsea in that category. I think Chelsea won the Champions League last year. This year, I believe we even improved, because we're going out there, we'll get world-class manager, striker. So we'll get even, we're getting even better. I'm just concerned about, because, the end of last is quarterfinal and semi-final. Lewandowski didn't play for them, and he's proved it today, innit? He's just a different animal, you know what I mean? That's why I am concerned about this point. But I do believe in Chelsea 100%, can go there and win it 2 times in a row. But yeah, I thought today Rudiger, again, I'm not going to speak to him again. I would say world class. He's just, the man is just outstanding, mate. Out of the world, it really is.
Yeah. I just sort of wonder. I don't want to go off topic too much, but I wonder what the guys think about Man United today. I mean, really, what happened? I know we laugh, but really,
that was hilarious, mate.
Really?
Even, you know what, Bobby? Even before that red card, they were being dominated. They were just crap today.
Honestly, did you see how the young boys celebrated their second goal?
It's like they won a trophy.
Coming up and
Manchester United, they have to address their management. Yeah, they have to. They have a fantastic squad. They have one of the best players in the world. Maybe they should give him a job as a player manager. I don't know.
They have megastar more like that. We don't even have. Like you have a Bruno, Pogba, Cristiano.
When you have Oli as your team manager, you're gonna have problems. And I think unless they change that, unless they do something about that, they're not going to really have a successful season. They're not going to have a successful season, in my opinion. And it's crazy to say, when you look at the squad, it's crazy to say that they are not going to have a successful season, but they just don't have the, the tactician. And you know what? I said this, and some thought I was criticizing Tuchel, but when we had a poor first half, we were able to change that and win the game. We were able to address the issues. When Oli has a poor half, that he's done for, because that means what he was thinking didn't work, and he doesn't have any other alternatives. While Tuchel has plan A, B, C, D, all the way down to Z, so Tuchel can do it. Tuchel has the ability, the experience, the know-how how to win these matches. Listen, people, I'm gonna have to end the stream early because you haven't hit anywhere near 100 likes, so there's no point me waiting for you to come on, because you're not gonna come on. You haven't hit the 100 likes, so I don't know why you guys haven't done that. I guess you guys don't want to come on and chat to us. Listen, people, tomorrow I have a very special show. I have a very special guest coming on, and the guest is Mo Haydar, formerly from AFTV, a big content creator on the Arsenal scene. He is also very knowledgeable when it comes to social media, football in general. I'm going to bring him on and we're going to discuss those aspects, and we're also going to discuss where Arsenal is and where Arsenal is going. Kasim, just put your mic on mute, please, brother.
Sorry.
Yeah. So we're going to be addressing all of these topics with Mo Haydar tomorrow, hopefully. So if you guys are interested in getting a different perspective to a different club, then join us at 10 p.m. UK time tomorrow, where we'll be discussing a whole bunch of topics. It's gonna be an interesting stream, something different to what we normally do. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm really appreciative that he accepted the invitation to come on the Blue Lounge. It's like he's coming to enemy territory for him, really. So I'm glad that he accepted that invitation, and I'm looking forward to discussing some things with him tomorrow, and hopefully I'll see you guys there as well, and I'll be looking forward to reading some of your comments in the chat. Lads, have a fantastic evening. Julius, Bobby, Kasim, DJ Sav, and everybody in the chat, have a great night, and I'll see you all tomorrow.
See you later, Mo.
Take care, man. Take care,
guys. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Peace out.
See you. Bye bye.